This is Dr. Mariah White, host of Your Life Matters. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome to the C. Jane Sell podcast,
a relatable sales podcast for your weekly dose of sanity. I'm your host, Chelsea Dupre.
and I'm your host, Lee Nevis.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of C. Jane Sell. We have a pretty big announcement.
We do.
Like, monumental.
It's huge.
Massive.
It is a very big announcement.
So, we're going to be taking a break. A short break.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little ditty.
Very small.
We're going to be doing some rebranding.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be having an event.
Oh, yes.
We're going to be doing all the things. So, come around holidays, we're going to bid you adieu. A Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa,
all the things.
Happy Turkey Day, all those things. And then we come back fat and sassy. We're going to have some freaking ear gold for you.
I love that those are the adjectives that you use. Yep, that's what we're going to do. But no, it's going to be awesome. Our rebranding is going to be a little bit more aligned with kind of what we talk about now and not just sales.
Yeah.
We're really excited about it. The event's going to be sick and awesome, so just stay tuned. And if you don't see us over the holidays, know that we will be back and we are not going to leave you.
Yeah.
So,
and we're coming back full force, like
full force. 2020.
2020.
We are here.
We're dropping some teasers. We might have a new look. We might not. We might have a new name. We might not.
It might be 2 new people. It might not. One of those things is false. You have to find out which. Oh my gosh. And
yeah.
I just noticed there's a hairball on the floor in front of me.
Oh, cats.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Anyways.
The listeners can't see it.
Thank God. They cannot.
Yeah.
But yeah, yo, Chelsea.
Yeah. Hey, with a girl.
How have you been?
So good. My mom and sister and daddy-o are going to be here on... Well, you're listening to this on Thursday because you're a really dedicated listener.
Of course.
They'll be here tomorrow.
Heck yeah.
If you're listening on Thursday. So, Thursday, it's going to be Friday. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah, so I'm real stoked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get everything ready. Yeah, just excited. It's going to be a hoot.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we got a lot
so
planned.
Happy.
Yeah. So, very excited about that guy. And then work is going really good.
Heck yeah.
Building up that pipeline.
You're doing great.
Putting in the hours.
Good. And you had some really good meetings this week, which is really exciting.
Really good meetings.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Good.
I won't say I'm not going to put my cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Or...
Right.
I want to share this analogy. It's like when you put peanut butter on a cracker, you have enough peanut butter to cover the cracker. But when you take that peanut butter that was on the cracker and try to put it on a piece of bread, there just isn't enough there.
Mm-hmm.
So why share before? Why would I share the bread when all you have is a cracker? If you can guess who that analogy came from, I will give you $500 right now.
Is it from Working Moms on Netflix?
No, but I do love
it.
that. It's from the mayor of Butchertown.
Oh,
Andy.
yeah, Andy. Oh my gosh, why did I forget his name? Oh, good old Andy.
Yeah. So Jack told me that, and I was like, I'm going to use it. And I said, do it. But yeah, I'm not going to put the cart before the horse, but my cart is pretty fast.
Heck yeah.
We're going downhill.
Yes.
My horse is getting tired.
That's amazing.
So you do the math.
Tight.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah, it's going to be a
great.
good year. So, lots of things going on. What about you?
I've had a good week too. I think that I have done a really good job at being productive, working hard, getting my life together, taking some negatives, turning them into extreme positives.
Yes. My favorite.
Yes.
That's why people don't like me, because I love to do that. They're like, the sky is falling. I was like, yeah, but like, look how strong you are. And they're like, shut up, Chelsea!
Look how close the sky's going to be to you.
Yeah, like,
you know? You get to touch the sky.
Maybe you could see Uranus from here. Just kidding.
So,
Couldn't
yeah.
help it. Yeah.
But no, and I think that, well, a lot of our episode today is going to be talking about, like, overcoming trials and hurdles and not letting other people control your happiness, and how to take negatives and turn them into positives.
And how negatives are going to happen.
They are going to happen.
Your plans aren't going to go how you want every single time.
Absolutely not. And I've really had a hard time this year learning that, and just like learning how to cope with that, and it's been really difficult. But I think now I've really hit a strong turning point.
It's because of CJ and Sal.
I think it is. And it's been wonderful, like finding like forgiveness and finding like grace, and, you know, maybe forgiving someone, but I don't think that forgiving has anything to do with like reconciling. Like, you don't have to reconcile someone who has like wronged you. You don't have to exactly like forget what they did. It doesn't mean that what they did was right, but like finding forgiveness and like letting go of stuff that's happened to you.
Forgive, learn, grow, move on.
Correct. That's all you have to do. You don't have to forget, and you don't have to reconcile.
No, in fact, you probably should remember so you learn.
Yes.
Maybe not like hold it against said person or whatever, or do
like,
with your life, but like take it for what it's worth and grow. So I think you should share, give us the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
Long, short, whatever, however you feel.
For sure.
But you should do that.
And I think, so this story is going to be like extremely, it's not going to be abridged, because I like legally can't say a lot of this stuff. But essentially, I worked for a soccer team here in Louisville. That is open information. It's all over my social media.
Not a secret.
Not a secret.
I worked for it when we started.
Correct. Worked for it when we started this podcast. I was let go without reason. Also not a secret. Also can totally talk about. A few weeks after that, I found out some information that was very upsetting.
Yep.
And very detrimental to my psyche. And it made me really angry. And essentially this whole year, I've been on this like path of being so upset over what happened, and so angry, and not being able to forgive people, and like holding a grudge. And it's been like unbelievably terrible for me. Especially because one of my dreams, and the reason that I started working for that team, is because I wanted to work for an NWSL team. Like, that's all I wanted. Like, I moved here from LA specifically to get experience in the soccer world, because I wanted to work for an NWSL team. And that was my huge passion, women's soccer. Like, when I lived in LA, I literally like flew across the country 3 times just to go to an NWSL game, because like I loved the players. I wanted to support women's sports so much, and that's like all I wanted to do. Like, I wrote for like a soccer website for free, like on my own free will. Like, I took so much time out of my day and out of my life and put so much energy into like growing the game, and I did it because I loved it. I didn't do it because I felt like I like had to do it. And so now Louisville is getting an NWSL team, and I had extremely mixed feelings. Like, when it first got announced, I had extremely negative feelings. I was so mad. It brought up all the grudges I was holding against certain people. It like brought up all these negative feelings. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like I literally had like a mental breakdown in August when all this like news first came out. Like, literally like text my therapist. I was like, you're seeing me tomorrow. Like, I cannot literally live like 48 hours without talking to you about this. And so it was really sucky. And now today, which is Tuesday, you'll be listening to this on Thursday. So 2 days ago, they like officially are having a press conference. Actually, in like 15 minutes, they're having it. And I've been really upset, but like, I think last night I literally hit just like a turning point in my, you know, in my way of looking at this, because I loved the NWSL before I ever worked for Lou City. I loved women's soccer before I even had like in my mind had the idea of working for Lou City. Like, it was something that was so enjoyable to me, and I loved it. And like 5 years ago, I would have straight up killed to live in a city that had an NWSL team, like that had women's soccer and had professional women's soccer. And like, I really, like, last night had to sit down and take myself out of the situation and just look at it from the league standpoint and realize, like, holy shit, like, I'm going to live in a city now that has a women's soccer team. Like, I get to go to those games and experience that and see all these players that I love and, like, go and just, like, enjoy a game and, like, have a beer and not have to stress out about it. And, like, I really had to just realize that and kind of swallow a pill of, like, I need to forgive people who have wronged me, because I can't let people control my happiness and control things that I like and control things that I enjoy.
You love.
Yeah, like, you're not going to take that away from me. Like, I love this sport and I love women's soccer, and I'm not going to let some stupid dickhead, excuse my language on this episode, but I'm not going to let a dickhead, like, take that away from me, because this is something that I enjoy. And just because I don't get to be a part of it doesn't mean I don't get to enjoy it. And so I think that this year has really, really been about taking what I thought was, like, my dream and my goal and my passion and molding it into something else. Because sometimes it's really similar to, like, when I was pursuing acting. Like, I thought that was going to be my career path. Turns out it sucked and I hated it. And, like, I still love acting in, like, the practice of doing it. Like, would love to get into theater if I still had time. I think I'd have a lot of fun, but, like, pursuing it as a career was not right for me. Mm-hmm. And I think now I've realized that pursuing sports and professional sports as a career, it was not right for me. I thought it was, but the universe is telling me that it wasn't. And that's okay. Like, I think that honestly right now, like, if I was still working for the team, I'd be stoked, obviously, but I think that I would be so stressed out because it's like I would want to do it so right. Like, I would want everything to be perfect. Like, if anyone did anything wrong, I would be so heated. And I think that my level of stress would be through the roof.
Yeah.
I obviously would not be making as much money either as I am right now. And so I think that things happen for a reason, and that was not my career path. But it's just because it's not my career path doesn't mean that I still can't enjoy it. Like, and I have just kind of, I don't know, I hit a turning point this week where I was just like, no, sorry, not going to be mad about this anymore. Not going to be upset. I don't care. You're not going to take that away from me. I'm excited. I'm in full support of this team. I'm on board. I'll be a season ticket member. I'm stoked. Whatever. I'm over it. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So that's my little story.
I love it.
For this year.
I love it.
And so today we just wanted to kind of talk about, you know, you might have lost a job lately. You might have had, like, a really detrimental thing happen to you this year. You might, in your past, have had someone that's did something horrible to you that has changed your life. But I think it's so hard to stand up and forgive what people have done. But it is, you have to forgive people for you. And that doesn't mean you have to forget. Again, it doesn't mean you have to, you know, sit down and have coffee with this person and be like, we can be friends now. For the love of God, no, I will never be friends with this person. But I have to forgive for myself, not for them.
Forgive the action more so the person.
Absolutely. I forgive the action. It happened. Whatever. It's in the past.
Still a crap human.
Still a crap human. That's totally fine. But
as someone I know would say, if he was on fire, I'd grab a marshmallow.
Yep. That's right. I would.
I think it's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
And Mr. Kanamalo.
But yeah, and I mean, it's hard because when people wrong you, it's so hard to not feel like that fiery, like, feel of vengeance inside.
Girl.
Like, and I mean, I've been like very much lately just like exploring my spirituality, and I think I've been listening to a lot of podcasts that are all about like what the Bible and what like different religious texts like say about forgiveness. And forgiveness is not like a new concept. It's been around for thousands of years, and in almost every like religious text out there, it talks about like whatever God that they believe in believes in forgiveness. And because it's essential to your life, and it's essential to not put that stress on you.
Well, and I think holding a grudge will take you to the grave. It will take you to the grave. It is so much energy that you're giving somebody. Someone's living in your head rent free. That's what my husband says whenever I'm being like a freaking cow. He's like, wow, you can charge them rent? I'm like, you're stupid.
Yeah. And now there's even scientific evidence that people have studied where if you feel stress, it's horrible for your health.
Yes.
And I think even back then they knew that. Like, they knew that the more stressed you are, the more unhealthy you will be. And the more, like, stress that puts on your heart and your body and everything. And now there's actually scientific evidence that proves that. And why are you going to put yourself through all that stress?
Well, when you're actually able to really get down to it and forgive an action or a person and just move on, you become a new human. There was a girl that I worked with that, man, I love this girl. And I did something that offended her. And I tried for years to be like, literally, it's been years. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know what I did. Like, I heard that this is what upset you. And it was something I would think really silly. Like, we were going to the pool and I had a bunch of work and she didn't bring her clothes. So I was like, okay, I have to finish this and we can drive 30 minutes to your house, get your clothes, and then come back. Like, fine, but I've got to get this proposal out.
Yeah.
So by the time I got the proposal finished, her boyfriend came and picked her up and took her to get her clothes. And by the time I finished, I pulled up to the house the same time they did. And for whatever reason, that made me an ingenuine person and selfish. And anyway, so she hates me. Absolutely hates me. Like, I've sent her countless emails. Like, I'm really sorry. Like, I love you. I think you're great. I want to be your friend. Like, please forgive me. She just reads them. Doesn't say anything. And so it she was living rent free in my head. And I finally got to the point, I'm like, I have great friends, so I did not have to try this hard.
Holy cow.
You know, and it made me sad, it made me depressed, it made me angry, and I'm just like, it's okay. Like, we don't have to be friends. I can forgive you for making me feel this way. And we can move on. And it's made me just different. And it's changed my perspective on friendships and the value of friendships. Yeah. And the whole, you don't have to have a lot of friends. If you have just a few really, or just one really good one, really, why would you need more? It's not quantity, it's quality. But it is. Just taking a step back and being like, there's more going on with her, and I'm getting the brunt force of this. Yeah. So I forgive you for making me feel like such a piece of trash.
Yeah.
And
because you never know, like, what if, like, she's had this experience over and over and over with friends, and this, like, triggered her. Yeah. You know, it's probably not you. It's something that's going on in her life where, you know, people have been inconsiderate of her time, or, like, it's just, like, a recurring thing. And even though your one instance should not have been that big of a deal, and to anyone else it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Because I text her in the morning, bring your clothes. She forgot them.
Yeah.
You know, like, well, how can you be mad at me for that?
Right. And I think, you know, maybe it was something else going on with her, that instance was just like, nope, I can't let myself into this situation again. And so you never know.
So I'm gladly her blunt force object that she's taking it out on. Okay, I'll take it, and I am letting go of what I thought was a friendship that is not. Yeah. And it's helped me realize what a good friendship is. Mm-hmm. And what it is to just forgive your friends when they screw up or do something that you're not happy about.
Yep, absolutely.
It's not worth it.
It's not. Oh my gosh, it's not worth it at all.
Mm-mm. But I know, like, there's been times that I've been mad and I've been hurt, and just holding that grudge does so much more damage to everything. It puts you in a negative state of mind, and then you just become negative. Mm-hmm. And then you have less friends because no one wants to be around you when you're negative all the time.
For sure. And with me, my negativity came with a lot of self-doubt.
Yep.
Because I felt like if I was negative, I would be like, wow, like, if this happened to me, like, what is preventing it from happening again? Like, am I really just, like, this worthless person? And, like, this is why this person did this, because, like, I'm such a terrible person and they hated me because of this. And, like, it's like you get into this whole, like, just spiraling mindset, and you have to get out of that. Like, you can't treat yourself like that. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, a good way to get yourself out of that is to just stop and say, okay, with the things that you're saying right now to yourself, would you say that to your best friend?
Yes.
And if you wouldn't, stop saying it to yourself.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm really bad about that, and I still try to practice not saying that.
It's a lifelong thing.
It is a lifelong thing, and you have to work at it every single day, but you just have to be nicer to yourself and let yourself, like, stop, forgive yourself for things that you think and just, like, let it go.
Well, I picture, like, me, Chelsea. There's two things. There's the body and the spirit, and they have to be together.
Yeah.
And my spirit and body, that's the only being that knows the deepest, darkest, deep-rooted secret idea.
Right.
Anything good, anything bad, my spirit and my body knows it.
Yeah.
And this unit is going to be with me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I believe in an afterlife, and I believe my spirit will be with me in the afterlife.
Absolutely.
So I have to respect her. I have to respect her and
You do.
do her the due diligence, because she's basically who I go through everything with. I know that sounds like really cuckoo, but it's just how I think, I
don't think that it's...
I have to respect myself, because if there's no one, all I have is me. And like I said in other things, like, I want to be able to depend on myself.
Yes.
If there's a task or something that I have to do, I want to be like, I can do that.
Yep.
I count on me. I know I can do that. And so, you gotta be nice to yourself.
You have to be nice to yourself.
And I think the only way you can forgive other people is if you forgive yourself. I don't think there's, like, a way. It's like, we've done a lot of, like, lists, like, 10 things to make your cold calls better.
Right. And, like, practical, like, that's, like, stuff that you can just write down and be like, okay, I remember this. But it's like, when you, like, are working on yourself, like, girl, there's no list.
There's no list.
There's no right way. There's no book that you can open up and go by the rules. Like, there's no, like, handbook for the recently deceased. I just watched Beetlejuice last night. Like, there's no handbook to this life. You know what I mean? Like, there might be one when you're dead, but, like, not when you're alive. Like, there's no handbook that tells you what to do. You just have to learn these things and figure them out for yourself.
Learn from other people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm racking my brain. Like, what are the steps I go through when I try to forgive somebody? And one of the things is, if I'm asking for forgiveness or I've forgiven somebody, you can't bring it up again. You have to move on.
You have to.
Like, how did I get in this position? How do I not do it again? So maybe say it is a relationship and you've hurt that relationship. What did you do? Did you say something behind their back? Did you disrespect them? Did you yuck their yum too many times?
Right.
And then don't keep bringing it up. Move on. Move on and learn from it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that you can do.
Yeah. I think that my steps that I go through to forgive someone, because, like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, if a friend of mine, like, does one thing wrong, I don't really give a crap. It's just like, okay, we all make mistakes, no big deal, bye. Like, forgiven, all is forgiven. When it's little stuff, I cannot hold small grudges. Like, I just can't. It's just dumb, and it's like, I make mistakes, I'm not perfect, you make mistakes, you're not perfect, let's move on.
Yeah.
But, like, for big things, like big life things, I think I go through a couple of phases, which is, first, anger. Well, no. First is ignore it, whatever. You do you, I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna go off and just, like, find revenge in, like, some way. Then I hit this wall of, wow, this is a really unhealthy way of thinking. Now I'm going to turn this into anger at this other person for making me go off on this path. And then I get super angry, and then I am just, like, mad every day, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and I have arguments with them in my head.
Oh, that's the worst.
And then I have dreams where I, like, beat them up physically. And then, so that's my anger phase. And then I go through, I think it's more like the stages of, like, grief, and then I go through, like, my sadness, depression phase of, like, I'm so sad, I'm so upset that a human being would do this, I'm really depressed, there's nothing I can do. And then once you're in that sadness, like, you have to like, there's really nowhere to go but up. Like, someone explained this to me of, like, I felt like I was, like, addicted to the pain. And it wasn't like I wanted the pain. Like, I didn't want it. It's kind of like an addiction. Like, if you're an alcoholic, like, you don't want to get drunk every day. You don't want to ruin your life, but you literally can't stop. Like, you literally can't stop thinking about it. And I got into a cyclical way of thinking is like I literally could not help myself from getting angry and upset and thinking about it, because I would tell myself every day, don't think about it, don't think about it, don't think about it. But by saying that all the time, I was thinking about it. It's like when you're on a diet and you're like, I don't want a donut, I don't want a donut, I don't want a donut. But guess what? You literally just said donut 4 times, so you're thinking about it. Like, I finally just had to be like, no, I'm literally just going to actively not think about it by not telling myself I'm not going to think about it. Distracting myself, getting involved with other stuff, calling my friends, texting my friends. How is your day? Calling my family. How is your day? Getting up, playing with my cats, getting work done, going into work, making sure, like, interacting with, like, customers that I wait on when I cocktail serve. Like, how's your day going? Like, interacting with other people and creating, like, other things going on with my life, so that way I actually literally didn't think about it. And I, like, by actively not trying to think, like, I wasn't actively trying not to think about it, I just wasn't. And then at that point you realize, oh my gosh,
There's more to life than
there's
being
so
mad.
much more to life than being mad and being upset. And this is how you find forgiveness, is like, you know what, you did that, I forgive you, I move on.
I think it also puts a stunt on any type of growth.
Oh my gosh, it does.
And it hurts your relationships. I mean, you think when you're in a relationship or when you're married or whatever, even a friendship, you have to grow together because you're always growing and you're always evolving. And if you don't go together, that's when you go in separate ways. And that's when you get divorced, you break up, you go different ways. And so if you're angry and it's just you're stuck in a rut, that's hard to be around a lot. It's really hard to be around a lot.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a friend that's always like, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, you're fat. Go work out. Like, let's go work out together.
Yeah.
You know?
Or just, like, accept it.
Yeah.
And just, like, get over it.
Love your booty. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But obviously, just move on.
Yes.
You've addressed the problem. Let's fix it. You want me to fix it with you? Let's do it. Okay, let's go eat freaking a salad. Whatever, you control the fork. Let's do it.
Right.
That's what I tell myself every day.
You control the fork? Is that your mantra? I love it
You
so
control
much.
the fork, you control the fork, you control the fork. And your hair looks great. And
love
so, that's just what, I mean, that's what, it is what it is. But if you're just set here, you can't grow forward. You can't go and you can't grow with somebody. And they can't grow with you because no one wants to be stuck back in, like, this negative funk.
Nope.
You don't even want to be in a funk. But I think that was really interesting what you were saying about the cyclical way of thinking and being, like, addicted to the sadness.
Yeah.
But there is an addiction to sadness.
There is.
Like that emotional, like, self-loathing and pity and just being depressed. Like, it's an addiction.
It is.
And then you just really become depressed.
Yeah. It's
And then it's hard to get out of it.
It's not fun. But it doesn't... It's so hard because you don't want to be depressed. Feeling depressed is not fun.
No.
But by actively being like, I don't want to be depressed, I don't want to be depressed, I don't want to... Like, you're thinking about it and then you become depressed because you're like, oh my gosh, why can't I not be depressed? Like, it's such a weird, effed up way of thinking, but it's... You just have to, like, force yourself to do other stuff to where you're not thinking about it. And that doesn't mean ignore the feelings. That doesn't mean don't deal with it. But you have to figure out a way to make yourself not get into a toxic, cyclical way of thinking.
Yes.
Cyclical way of thinking is so detrimental. My therapist has taught me this, that you just got to break the cycle.
Yeah.
You have to break the cycle.
And get the help that you need.
Yes. Ugh.
We're not trying to, like, cure, like, clinical depression. Like, there's
No,
clinical depression, go see a doctor.
Absolutely. We're just trying to say, like, this is what's helped us.
And how you can... Forgiveness goes a really long way, even from forgiving yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I think that little
Appreciate
light bulb was impressive.
It did. It just went off and it just flipped like a switch. And I'm
Well,
hoping that I can just keep it on for
And
a
I
long
think
time.
it's really important to credit, you know, you had a good friend that was able to help you get there.
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to have good friends. Like, choose your circle wisely.
Completely.
Because it would have been easy for them to just... I mean, this isn't a bad way to be a friend, but to be like, I know how you feel, like, and help you be sad. I mean, sometimes you need that.
Yeah, completely.
But it's one thing to have someone to, like, be there with you and help you through the pain, help you see it, and then have someone be there to help you see a different light of things, or someone to be like, get over it, this is stupid.
Yes.
You know?
And you have to have someone to say that at the right time.
Yep.
Because when it's when someone goes through something, initially you can't do that because then they feel like a crazy person for feeling emotional.
Yep.
And you're not crazy for feeling emotional. But you have to, when you see your friend in that cycle of, and this is more like situational, like if someone has clinical depression and they can't help it, don't do this, please. Don't tell them to get over it. But this is like if someone like went through a horrible breakup, someone went through a horrible like job loss, like a death that occurred close to them,
really...
like a situational, something that is, you know, that is the exact cause of what they're going through. You have to be there for them. But after a while, I think it's very important to just be like, hey, you know what? This happened. Someone needs to snap you back to reality. And
look at where you're at now.
Look at where you're at now. Like, you are killing it, and you cannot let other people control and like your emotions and your happiness, and that's what you're doing. And it's hard to hear, hard pill to swallow. That's what happened to me yesterday. Somebody yelled at me over the phone, and it was definitely a kick that I needed. It took me about 4 hours, because at first I was like, oh my god, like, F this person. I'm like, what a dick. But like, after a few hours, I was like, whoa, girl, this is so right. Like, you gotta just freaking get over it.
Yep.
Build a bridge and get over it.
Love it.
And so that's what I did. And so, yeah, that's it.
But I think just work on forgiving people.
Mm-hmm.
Work on forgiving yourself. If helping you find forgiveness is through church or friends or whatever. Community.
Yoga.
Seriously.
Meditation.
Anything.
Therapy.
Just let that shiz go.
You do. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a wrap.
That's a wrap, y'all.
I feel pretty good about it.
I do too. Well, we hope that this helped you a little bit. You can... Oh, also, just a reminder, we're really excited. We will be taking a break, just to remind you. Don't think that we have fallen off the face of the planet in December when we take a little break. Just revamping, recharging, getting ready for the new year. But you can give us a rating, give us a review. Totally helps us on iTunes or whatever podcast platform. That was the word I was looking for. Podcast platform that you use. Make sure to follow us at CJ and Till Podcast on Instagram. Also follow my business at Monthly Maine. That's a little drop that I have. Self-promotion. Love you.
Yes.
But we will be back next week with another episode, and we hope that you kill the rest of your week and have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you later. Bye.